Hello everyone, welcome back to our video, and the notable people on the Titanic video is going to be coming out tomorrow. I'm going to work on the scripts tomorrow, but yes, because I haven't been uploading in a very long time, I'm going to be uploading this short little video about the story of the SS Greyrock. So basically, let me explain this. So this is a fictional ship from Roblox, another one of those fictional ships. Turned out the Chevy, it was actually a real ship, and because I got commented it. So yeah. This one, I have checked, this one is fictional, okay? So I made a fictional story for it, because in the game, I made a video on the game in Roblox a couple weeks ago, and they just released another update where they gave the ship a paint job, and they gave the ship a port of registry and name, and that is the Greyrock. So, I made a little video doing the fictional story of it. So, here we go. The story of the SS Greyrock by me. And of course, I'm not going to be looking at the camera and looking off to a PowerPoint on the side of the screen. So here we go. Starting to do it. So building. The Greyrock's keel was laid down on August 5th, 1906, and she was launched on March 16th, 1907, in front of a crowd of over 1,000 people. Later, she was towed to the fitting out area. She was built by Harland & Wolff in Belfast. Finally, on May 17th, she was done with fitting out and was delivered to the Swedish line. Shortly after arriving in Stockholm, she was bought by the White Star Line and retained her name and port of registry, Korsakov, which is a real city apparently. She also did not switch to the White Star Line livery, which is pretty strange because, it's the only strange part of the story, okay? I couldn't do anything for that. After that, she was put into service as a passenger/cargo ship. So she's kind of like the Jubilee class. And deck layout. On the Greyrock's four decks, there are many things, and here they are. Boat deck. At the forward end of the boat deck, there is a long promenade with deck chairs. In the center is the ship's number 1 funnel and 2 stairwells leading to A deck. There's also 4 lifeboats. At the aft end of the boat deck is another promenade with seating and table. There's also a skylight to provide light into the ship. Here we go. Alright, here we go. A deck. At the forward end of A deck is the bridge and wheelhouse. Behind the wheelhouse is the crew corridor, which holds the telegraph room and the crew quarters. Behind the crew corridor is the crew commons, a hangout area for off-duty crew. It also holds a stairwell to B deck. Moving aft, there is a reception room and the reading room. On either side, there is exchanges that lead up to the boat deck. Behind the reading room is the tea and drink room. It also has a stairwell to B deck. At the very end of A deck, there's a small after deck with seating and a table. On all sides of A deck, there's also outdoor open promenades for passengers. And, yeah, of course, this is more. B deck. On the forward end of B deck is the bow. On the bow, there's a forward mast and cargo hatches number 1 and 2. There's also a slight dip in the bow for a small forward well deck. What is wrong with me? Just behind the bow, there is a lobby which acts as a second commons. Further aft is the community hall, another commons type area with seating. There's also the forward bathroom. In the community hall is cabin 6. Behind the community hall is the commons and the midships bathroom. The commons has seating and tables. Moving aft, there's the galley with access to C deck. On the opposite side of the galley is the lock and file room along with the art hall. Further aft is the lounge with a lot of seating and decorative plants. Aside the lounge, there is the library. The lounge also has a stairwell leading to the tea and drink room on A deck. At the aftermost end of B deck is the stern with the cargo hatch number 3. So B deck is probably the biggest deck. C deck. At the forwardmost of C deck is the upper cargo hold, with stairs leading to the lower cargo hold on D deck. Moving aft, there's the commons and cabins 1 to 5. Behind there is the dining saloon equipped with long tables and swivel chairs. Behind that is the crew access stairs leading to the galley on B deck. Further aft is the upper reciprocating engine room. Behind that is the non-deck crew quarters for firemen, stokers, greasers, trimmers, engineers, stewards, and chefs, and everything else. And, D deck. At the forward end is a raised cargo section. Behind that is the cargo hold. Just after the cargo hold is the pump room. All along the ship's length is the boiler rooms 1, 2, 3, and 4. Behind the boiler rooms is the compressor room and the reciprocating engine room. Finally, there is the electrical room. And finally here, the career. The Greyrock's career was short-lived, but it was filled with happenings. To start off, she was placed on the Liverpool-Boston route by the White Star Line, and shortly after made her maiden voyage on June 22nd. She was towed back to Belfast for a new propeller blade as she had thrown one. On February 5th, 1910, she rescued the crew of a sinking schooner off Boston, and finally in 1911, she would meet her fate. And here we go, sinking. Here we go. On the morning of December 2nd, 1911, the Greyrock was steaming towards Boston with Captain David Beckett in command. He's a fictional person, okay? The crew was informed of very extreme weather over Boston, and they decided to divert to New York to wait it out and to refuel. On her way to New York, she was passing by the Nantucket Shoals area. Her lookout at the bow spotted a small rock jutting out of the water. She hard to starboard, but it was too late. The Greyrock scraped along the side of what would later be known as Pinhead Rock. That's another fictional thing. The gash opened 4 watertight compartments, but because of how hard the ship hit, all of her watertight doors didn't close. When the captain found this, he ordered a distress signal sent to all nearby ships, and the lifeboats prepared. Once the stewards had woken the passengers, the sun was up and her bow was flooding. Once the bow was flooded and the wireless signal was so low that the wireless operator just abandoned the room. Shortly after, the captain gave the abandoned ship signal, which is 2 long blasts of the whistle, and ran to the lifeboats. By now, everyone was on the deck, on the boat deck. Water flooded the bridge is now quickly making its way to the lifeboats. As the water flooded over the boats, passengers and crew began to cling to ropes, climb onto the boats, or run to the stern. Because by now you could still walk on this. Moments later, the funnel collapsed, crushing 3 people in the water and overturning lifeboat number 3. The stern quickly went almost vertical and began to sink. People in the boats were rowing away and could see people falling from the stern. Finally, at 8:34 a.m. on December 3rd, 1911, the SS Greyrock slipped beneath the waves. For a half hour, after a half-hour wait, the White Star Line's RMS Baltic came up to pick up the survivors. Sadly, of the 112 people on board at the time, 56 died, leaving only 56 survivors. After the sinking, an inquiry was held, and the fault of the disaster was placed on the captain because he had accidentally steered the ship into the path of rocks. And so, moving on. General characteristics, the final part. Here we go, general characteristics. Tonnage, 13,567 feet, or GRT. Length, 497 feet. A beam of 39 feet. Installed power, 1 reciprocating engine powering 1 screw and powered by 4 double-ended Scotch boilers. Speed of 15 knots. Capacity for 112 people, 12 passengers, and 100 crew. Notes, it has 1 funnel and 2 masts. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed that fictional story. It's probably the best fictional story I've ever made. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please subscribe, like, comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.